You have a number in your head right now. Maybe it's $100,000. Maybe it's 1 million. Whatever it is, you believe that hitting that number will fix something. It will not fix what you think it will. Every level of wealth comes with an invisible price tag. It doesn't cost you money. It costs you pieces of your identity, your friendships, and eventually your time. Most people climbing the ladder have no idea what is waiting for them at the next rung. And by the time they find out, they have already paid. Here is where the pyramid actually sits. The top 50% of net worth in America is around $585,000. To reach the top 10%, you need 1.9 million. The top 1% requires 13 million. And the top 0.1%? 100 million or more. Most people think the only difference between these levels is house size and car speed. They are completely wrong. Your decisions shift as you climb, from pure panic at the bottom to structural power at the top. But something strange happens along the way. The higher you go, the smaller your world gets. We are going to track that transformation from $1,000 all the way to 100 million. And we are going to show you exactly what each level quietly takes from you. Pay attention to what happens at 10 million. That is the level where a simple question, who can I trust, becomes almost impossible to answer. Let's start at 0, the starting line, 0 to 10,000. This is where the math is brutally simple. Money equals survival, nothing more. Every decision you make at this level is reactive. You are not planning for 5 years from now. You're solving for this Friday. Researchers at Princeton studied this. The mental strain of financial scarcity consumes so much brain power that it measurably reduces your cognitive capacity by the equivalent of losing around 13 IQ points. Not because you are less capable, because your mind is constantly running emergency calculations in the background. Here is the clearest way to see it. Your car makes a loud clicking sound on the way to work. If you have $10,000 in the bank, that is an annoying errand. You book a mechanic and move on. If you have nothing, that sound is a full emergency. Miss work, lose the job, miss rent, lose the apartment. One broken piece of metal becomes an avalanche. Same car, same problem. Completely different reality depending on your balance. Most people think the exit from this level is just a bigger paycheck. It is not. A doctor earning $400,000 a year with a massive mortgage, luxury car payments, and private club memberships can have a net worth of 0. A teacher earning $70,000 a year, renting modestly and saving $500 a month, can survive a year without income if they had to. At this level, the goal isn't luxury. The goal is to buy your way out of panic mode. Below $100,000, effort is the main engine. Every dollar saved is a dollar you physically chose to protect. The compounding hasn't kicked in yet. You are doing it manually. But once you build enough runway to breathe, something shifts in how you see yourself. That shift is the real milestone, not the number. And once it happens, you enter a level that most people underestimate completely. The stability phase, 50,000 to 250,000. Credit cards paid off, a growing savings buffer, net worth climbing into 6 figures. The biggest change at this level is not what you can buy, it is the silence. That low-grade hum of financial panic that lives in your chest every day, it fades. You can finally think more than 2 weeks ahead. Your questions change. You stop asking, how can I cover lunch today? And start asking, How can I position this extra cash for next year? This is where your identity quietly shifts. You stop seeing yourself as someone who sells hours for money. You start thinking like a builder of systems. You buy things that return time, not just things that look good. A reliable laptop, a quality tool that does the job faster. You start treating time like what it actually is, the only resource you cannot replenish. But this level has a specific trap: lifestyle inflation. $50,000 sitting in your account will whisper to you, "You worked hard. You deserve the new car, the bigger apartment, the upgrade." If you listen, you freeze your progress. Your expenses rise at the exact same speed as your savings. The treadmill just looks nicer. Here is the important loop to hold on to. What happens to the people who resist that whisper and let the pile keep growing? The math changes, and it changes in a way that will surprise you, even if you think you already understand compound interest. The momentum phase, $500,000 to $1 million. 7 figures, top 10% of the wealth pyramid. This is the first level where your effort is no longer the main driver of your growth. Your assets are doing the heavy lifting now. $1 million in a simple stock index fund, growing at the historical average of 10% annually, generates $100,000 in a single year. Your money earned more sitting in a computer than a retail worker earned standing on their feet for 2,000 hours. Between $100,000 and $1 million, this is where compounding and leverage start accelerating outcomes faster than raw effort ever could. The engine switches. But here is the shocking moment that leaves most new millionaires feeling unexpectedly hollow. $1 million is not the finish line. The classic financial planning rule says you can safely withdraw 4% of your investments per year without running out of money. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 annually. That is not private jet money. In a high-cost city like New York, San Francisco, or London, $40,000 a year is a tight budget. $1 million buys you a modest 2-bedroom and a stable, ordinary life. In a lower-cost city in the Midwest or the South, that same million looks completely different. You could live comfortably, even generously. The number is the same. The life it buys is not. This is what Bill Perkins calls the time-money tension in Die with Zero. You are finally accumulating enough to feel safe, but you are also spending the years when you have the most energy and health to actually enjoy it. The regret curve starts here. Net worth climbing, time remaining quietly shrinking, at the same rate as everyone else's. This realization forces a choice. Some people stop pushing and settle. Others go harder. They want something 1 million cannot fully deliver. True optionality. And getting there quietly changes something in your relationships that nobody prepares you for. The autonomy phase, $2 million to $5 million. $2 to $5 million, top 5%. Your currency is no longer dollars. It is an option. You can walk into your boss's office tomorrow, say you're done, and walk out without a single worry about next month's rent. You do not buy things to signal status anymore. That phase is over. You buy time. You buy the ability to say no. You wake up when you want. You work on things because they are genuinely interesting, not because the bill is due. But watch what the ledger takes in return. Your peer group quietly disappears. Your friends from school are still managing mortgages and car loans. When you meet for dinner, an invisible wall appears. If you offer to cover the whole bill, someone feels uncomfortable. If you mention the 3 months you spent traveling through Southeast Asia, someone feels left behind. Not because anyone is a bad person, because the shared reality is gone. You learn to censor your own life. You stop talking about what you are actually doing because it sounds like bragging to most of the people you know. You drift, not out of arrogance, but out of the simple fact that your daily experience no longer overlaps with theirs. So you start seeking people at your level. And here is where it gets strange. When you meet someone else with $5 million, you don't feel rich. You feel average. Because your new neighbor has 10 million and a faster boat. The goalposts move, and they never stop moving. The separation effect. This pattern shows up constantly in communities like r/financial independence. People who hit the numbers they spent years chasing describe a quiet, unexpected loneliness. The money arrived. The peace did not automatically follow. And as you push beyond this into the tens of millions, a new currency takes over entirely. The influence phase, $10 million to $50 million. Top 1% of global wealth, $10, $20, $40 million. Your physical needs were solved levels ago. You cannot wear 10 pairs of shoes at once. Money is no longer about lifestyle. It's about access and reputation. Your net worth becomes a key that opens rooms most people don't even know exist. Not stocks on a public app, private deals, venture funds, commercial real estate that isn't listed anywhere. Your decisions start shaping other people's lives. The building you buy creates jobs. The company you fund employs a team. A new weight enters. Moral distance. The wealth manager wants your assets. The charity wants the donation. The entrepreneur wants the check. Relatives you haven't spoken to in years call with emergencies that are really requests. Every new relationship gets filtered through skepticism. You only trust people who had money before they met you, or people who want absolutely nothing from you. Your world shrinks. Your influence expands, both at the same time, in opposite directions. Pushed to the peak, and the compression only intensifies. The power phase, 50 million to 100 million plus. $100 million, ultra high net worth. Money stops being a personal tool. It becomes a structural force, like electricity. It shapes things at a distance, without you touching them directly. You don't manage your own money anymore. A family office does. Lawyers, accountants, investment officers. Their only job is protecting wealth across generations. You're not thinking about retirement. You're thinking about your great-grandchildren's retirement. The time-money gap hits hardest here. Unlimited resources. Almost no time or freedom left to use them. Without a security detail. Your kids grow up inside a financial bubble. They never feel real pressure. Many parents at this level eventually realize building the fortune quietly took something from their children. The hunger, the need to build something of their own. Isolation becomes structural. Security teams, NDAs, legal frameworks around every relationship. The vault is enormous. The world inside it is very small. The real compounding. Pull back from 100 million. Return to the person with $1,000 in their account. After every level, the pattern is clear. Money is a game of trade-offs, all the way up. The bottom levels take your peace of mind. The top levels give you safety, but take your privacy, your simplicity, and eventually your ordinary human connections. Research on income and happiness, including work by economists studying well-being across income levels, consistently finds that emotional distress drops sharply as people move out of financial survival mode. But beyond a certain point, the relationship between money and day-to-day happiness becomes far more complicated. More money brings more options. It does not automatically bring more contentment. The real compounding does not happen in the investing account. It happens in your character. The discipline, the patience, the ability to delay gratification you build while going from $0 to $10,000. Those exact traits are what keep people grounded if they ever reach 10 million. The people who lose themselves at the top usually skip building those traits at the bottom. Do not chase a number because of how it looks to other people. Build your foundation first. Secure your time. Choose your level, knowing the full price of what comes with it. Understanding what waits at each level is how you climb with your eyes open. But if you want to move through the early stages faster, you need to understand exactly how the system pulls cash away from you before you can save it. To see the exact threshold where your balance flips your relationship with lenders and stops fees from working against you, watch our full guide, Why Banks Fear People with $25,000 Saved. Or if you want a step-by-step breakdown of how a consistent $50 a week habit turns into over $1 million across a 40-year career, watch What Happens If You Invest $200 Every Month. Map your path. Watch the trade-offs. Build your system. See you in the next one.